In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create a transformative healing experience using guided imagery and visual art. So be sure to keep watching because I'm going to share two of my top guided imagery apps that I use to create art that heals. Stay tuned. For the best stress management and self-care parenting advice, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that little notification bell so you will be the first to be notified every time I upload a new video on Friday. Hey moms, this is Cecilia Woodbury of thehappymedium.com, providing you with the essential stress management and self-care tools that work for your kind of stress. Now, if you are looking for a practical way to create transformative healing experiences using art media, by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do to get you on that path. So let's dive in. So step one, you want to create a container of some sort to make sure that you keep things safe. Anytime you are creating a healing narrative, or you may be in a meditation, doing meditation exercises, or using art media to express yourself, there's always the opportunity or the situation can bring about feelings or trigger certain types of thoughts, emotions, or sensations that are uncomfortable. And so when that happens, you need to have a way to contain that, to make sure you're safe so that you don't become flooded by those feelings or overwhelmed by that triggering event, such that you're not able to continue working on the issue that you are trying to address. So something I recommend, and I teach my clients, and I have taught for years, is the container exercise. And so I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So you can have something like a little box. Now this is my little owl box. I love owls. And so, but it can be anything that you want, something that reminds you of peace, or something that can trigger a positive word for you that can get you back on track to let you know that you are safe. So you can have that symbolized on there, or it can just be a plain box. But this is my box. I like, this is sort of my personal preference. So it doesn't matter what the box looks like is what I'm saying, but it can be if you want something to symbolize bringing you back to that positive space. So what I do, something to contain the troubling event. So say that so we're talking about art media. So we're going through the guided imagery, and then once we do that, we create an image from that guided imagery that symbolize what we want to address. So say in the middle of that, in the midst of that, a feeling was triggered about an abusive situation when you were a child. And maybe you thought that you worked through that, but there's something still so sensitive about that it came up in that art. So what I would say is that in order to get through that so that you can, sort of not get stuck on that one particular thing and you can go ahead and work through the entire experience, is to put, I would probably recommend a pen or a pencil, because as I don't really have time to explain it here in this video, but certain types of art media, particularly paint and things that are wet, can be so fluid that they can get out of control and make the situation worse. So you want to use something that just kind of sticks and static and doesn't really move around. And I recommend a pen or a pencil or colored pencils. Sometimes the colors can be a problem too, especially if people have sort of kind of this OCD thing with needing to erase to make things right. So a pen or a pencil, and then you write that on this card. So you can say, abuse of whatever kind. And then I would recommend folding that up. And then what you're going to do is put it in the box to contain that. Now it can be very specific things like, the person is moving, is coming to get me. So in order to stop that person from doing that, in your mind. Obviously, there's not somebody coming to get you, but it's that unresolved thing that you're maybe having addressed, and you're trying to, work on some things, and you can get to that later when that situation arises. But you put that in here, and then you close it and contain that, and you put it away, and it's now you've stopped it. Step 2, use guided imagery to help you create healing art. So guided imagery is a process that uses music along with words to evoke pleasurable images that induce good thoughts and good feelings. So it would go something simple such as, close your eyes, sit back in a nice comfortable chair, and then close your eyes. You don't close your eyes first. And then when you're comfortable, you're going to take 3 deep breaths. So it usually goes like this. People take the 3 deep breaths. And then you're going to imagine yourself in a beautiful place. It could be a beach. It can be a family vacation spot. It can be in your backyard, overlooking the ocean or the lake or whatever the case is. And you just hear all of the nature sounds. Imagine yourself in that situation. And now, as you're becoming more, you're melding and molding into that environment. And that's that environment, and you're becoming one. Imagine yourself taking out your paintbrush or your pen or your camera or your art materials to make a collage or jewelry or whatever your art media of choice is, your video camera. And imagine you're preparing yourself to get ready to create a healing experience that carries over into your life, such that it becomes a medium that carries you through various sorts of situations, difficult situations even. So whatever that guided imagery is. Now I mentioned earlier in the video that be sure to keep watching, because I'm going to share 2 of my top guided imagery apps that will help walk you through that. And one of them is Embracing Your Creative Artist, and it helps you just sort of walk through that step by step. So I'll share that with you once we get to the end of the video. Comment below to let me know if you've used guided imagery before and how it helped you. And step 3, this is where you are going to create the art using the visual media of your choice from the guided imagery in step 2. So let's say in step 2, we work through the imagery. So when you get those top 2 apps and you go through a guided imagery experience to create a healing, transformative experience for yourself, and you go through that guided imagery, and let's say the image that came up for you the most is you conquering this overwhelming thing that's been bothering you. So let's say it's public speaking. And so you're creating this art to help you address the fear of speaking in public. So now that you have this image of what it looked like in your mind, you are going to now physically depict that in a visual form, something that you can look at, you can distribute, whatever the case is. But now it's time to put it in some type of tangible form. Get it out of your mind, because when things are stuck in our minds, they can go all over the place. The mind really is fluid. It's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. So you want to make sure that when you are creating art, you want to make sure that you are safe in the beginning. And using the more fluid art forms like painting and that kind of thing can really get out of control. So, you may want to create something that is not so fluid. And that's really how the mind is too. So when we actually get those things out of our mind and we put it in a form that's sort of contained, then we don't have to worry about that as much. So, but here's a caveat too. Once you create that image, whether it's a photo, a video, a painting, a drawing, you're collaging into something, don't try to analyze it. This is not therapy. There's don't try to figure things out like, okay, well, I wonder what this means. This is about enjoying the journey, enjoying the process, not trying to feel good about a product or try to determine, interpret the meaning behind it. It's just basically you're expressing yourself and you're getting all of that stuff out, and you're expressing it in an art form that helps you to heal. That's really what it's about. So now you know how to create those transformative healing experiences using guided imagery. But that's just scratching the surface. You can actually create your own transformative healing experiences on a day-to-day basis, anytime, anywhere, using guided imagery apps. Two of my top guided imagery apps are Insight Timer and Simply Being. And the reason is because one does what the other really doesn't. Insight Timer is more of one of those all-encompassing apps where not only are there guided imagery meditations, but there's also courses you can take. There are lectures you can listen to. It's just a plethora of things, music, all those different things you can listen to. Whereas Simply Being a guided meditation app, it's more of, you know what you're getting. You're only getting one thing. You're getting guided meditation. You can access those two apps by clicking the links below, or they're also included in the cards in this video. If you'd like to connect with us on Facebook, click the link below to the Little Hutch for Moms Facebook group, where I share up-to-date tips, tools, and strategies on self-care and stress management to help you on your parenting journey. If you like this video, hit the like button below, subscribe and share with your fellow moms, and don't forget to drop a comment to let me know how this video has worked for you today and one of the things that you took away from it. I look forward to responding to your questions and comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.